were in. That's the first big one. Second big one was this $3.3 million that was admitted into evidence in this case that Cosby paid Andrea Constant. That was colossal for the prosecution. And then the last one was allowing 5 other sexual assault victims to come in and talk about how they were seduced by Cosby. That was just devastating.
Well, meanwhile, the first jury deliberated for some 52 hours and wound up with a mistrial. And we heard that they were leaning toward acquittal. And Bill Cosby then hires a new legal team.
So this guy said the difference between the trial now for Cosby and the last trial was because of the new women's movement, you know, the whatever now movement. So basically what he just capitulated to was the rule of law capitulates to mob rule. I love this Spilborn. This is a great lady, brilliant lawyer, has an office in Newburgh, New York. She is just incredibly intelligent. Where this sycophant, just look at him with his, look at this idiot with that haircut. What's that? Beavis and Butthead haircut. Talking about how women's opinions now, 40 years later, should outrule the law. The law is the goddamn law. And I don't know why this doesn't apply to Mueller and the FBI, right? That you see, you stupid people, because you want to be degenerates and go along with the manifest jargon of the day, like this douchebag. This douchebag. Now, whether Bill Cosby slipped Mickeys to women isn't the issue as much as the fact that what were those women doing there? Oh, they just all fancied themselves right out of the box models and movie stars. You know, they weren't soliciting. It's funny, when a girl to feed her kids does it on a street corner, we arrest her for soliciting. But when you go into the private boudoir of a millionaire, you're not soliciting? Give me a fucking break. Let's stop the bullshit. You want to put Bill Cosby away, do it for the law. Not because of a bunch of screaming Mimi women 40 years after the fact want to recall their days in the saddle. They ought to call it the Gene Autry and Roy Rogers movement, because it's bullshit. And more than anything, it injures the rule of law. So for the sake of degenerate drug dealers and drug addicts, a cop can now seize your property without any writ of habeas corpus. Just look at your car and throw something in it, or claim that you have cash on you that you can't prove you should have. And we'll take your car and your money, and you could go hire 2 lawyers to try to get yourself out of the hoosgow. This is what happens when you capitulate to tyranny of the mob. A single despot dictator is bad enough, but you could always whack the son of a bitch. But when the deep state gets the society to capitulate to tyranny of the mob, well, that begets communism. And that's a hell of a lot harder to move. Give you an example. They killed 70 million people in World War II, the commies did. 20 million of their own Russians. Hitler didn't kill anywhere near that. And we got rid of Hitler in 4 years. Once we engaged. 4 effing years. We lived under the threat of a nuclear holocaust and 70-something years of Bolshevik tyranny. And they killed hundreds of millions of people all around the world. Mob rule is far more dangerous than one tyranny dictator rule. And so when you get these little mob actions, the Black Lives Matter movement, the Cop Lives Matter movement, the female genitalia movement, I say fuck you all. There's one movement. It's the Constitution. It's the rule of law. It's the culture that the society was built upon. And everyone else, you come to me in the name of a group or a hyphenated name like this, Black Lives Matter. This guy, you want to hear what this guy's whole rap? I'm black. I'm black. Kanye came off the plantation. Hate that mofo. He been helping the crackers. See, black community. The black community. Yeah. Because, why should I try to be American when I could dress up like Afro Sheen commercial and look like a Zulu right out of the wood? This guy's a millionaire. Would you go on TV, white people looking like this? He doesn't get it. 13.8%, 39 million Americans are like this guy. And 99% of them ain't buying the American ideal. They're never going to. Because it's too easy to get the free shit. Like Eddie Murphy said, give me the free shit. Sick.